This is total.
Hey, what the hell are we recording?
Yeah, and you're screwing up the intro.
What about my part? It's supposed to be our podcast, right?
Come on, man. I'm trying to be professional about this.
You know damn well there ain't nothing professional about what we're doing here. Welcome to Totally Unprofessional. It's Manuel and Justin, his two best friends shooting the breeze about nothing and about everything. We're separated by 10 years, 2 points of view on every subject from 2 different generations. Listen as we talk sports, events, and anything else that might come up. There's nothing professional about what we're doing here, hence the name, Totally Unprofessional. All right, we're back.
It is Monday. Today is the 30th? Yeah, May 30th. This is episode 11, and we promised that we had somebody lined up, and we were just waiting to confirm that it happened. He's here. I told you he'd be here. MMA Fighter, okay? Chef Guru, dude knows how to cook like a motherfucker. Brice Ritani is here.
What's up, people? This is awesome.
Don't be too soft-spoken.
Yeah,
the mic won't pick you up.
gotta be able to hear you.
I got an accent, so I mumble if I talk too fast. So I try and slow down. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I've seen a couple of your fights. Man, it's awesome to meet someone who actually does that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I'll give you my 2 cents here. My claim to fame. I fought in a tough man many years back.
Oh, yeah.
That was.
That's how I started.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Where'd you fight at?
Back in New Zealand, there was I was 18, and they had like a tough man weekend contest, and I ended up fighting another bouncer from another town.
Oh, that's
And I
badass.
was like, I like this. I'm gonna keep doing this. So yeah, I just kept on boxing.
I don't think mine was as successful as yours, but I was already married. So after that fight, my wife's like, "That shit better be out of your system now, because I ain't watching that again." And I was like, that night I was done. I was like, yeah, no, it's out.
Yeah.
The next morning I was like, you know what? I won't tough man again, but I think I should do cage fighting. She's like, you're stupid. What makes you think you'd be any better at that? I was a wrestler for many years. So I was like, I got better background in that, and I'll take some kung fu, and I'll take this and that. And she was like, no, you're dumb. What's wrong with you? So I didn't end up pursuing anything. But no, it's cool. That's awesome. I never met anybody else that fought.
Yeah, definitely. So, if we ask too many questions, feel free to stop us.
Yeah. No problem.
So we'll get started. Game 6 last night, NBA Finals.
2 nights ago.
Or excuse me, 2 nights ago. Yes, 2 nights ago, Saturday night. Game 6, Warriors come all the way back. Klay Thompson, 40 points and 11 three-pointers.
Dude, that guy looked like Steph Curry that night.
Right?
I mean, that couldn't have been a more role reversal for that.
He finally
that
looked like one of the Splash Brothers.
Dude, that was ridiculous. That guy, some of those shots he took were so off balance. It looked like Steph Curry is what it looked like.
Right.
It looked like they role reversed that day. And then when they finally started to roll over towards him and shut him down, Curry decides, I'm awake now.
Yep.
Let me drop the other half of these, and boom, there you go. We're going to Game 7.
So, as I said, I told you, I stand by my pick that they were not done. I told you it was a good chance they go 7. So, I stand by what I said. I still picked them to repeat. Okay? Yesterday, they have the UFC fights. It was Cody Garbrandt and Thomas Alameda.
Yeah, for the main event.
For the main event,
Jeremy
the co-main
Stevens.
event, Jeremy Stevens and Renan Barão.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
The whole card, top to bottom, didn't really have like a household name that people would be like, oh, I gotta watch that fight. But the card itself, matchup wise, was pretty solid.
It was good matchups last night on the card. So I was happy with some of the fights. So cool.
Have you met or know any of the guys that were on the card last night?
Josh Berkman used to train at that gym back when I first moved to Vegas in 2008. I went to Extreme Couture, and I trained with Josh Berkman together. He was part of the team, and so I trained with him.
So, there you go.
Nice.
So it's fun watching him fight and getting the win.
Are there any
he lost last night.
any big names you're training with right now that you can?
At the moment, I've got to get back to Vegas next week and start helping Roy Nelson get ready for his fight against the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. So I'm helping him get ready. I've been Roy's sparring partner since 2008 as well for all his fights, since before the UFC, when he was in Elite XC and Strike Force, and then into the Tough House. So it's fun.
Okay, so I trained at Northside Boxing Gym in Visalia for a little bit, and I used to spar a lot with the guys who fought regularly because I wasn't in it for a boxing career. But now, correct me if I'm wrong, sparring is just like you're getting in and you're just kind of touching each other
like
up, getting some movement, right?
Yeah,
okay. So my question to you is,
depends on.
I've seen you hit people.
Yeah.
How do you not hurt people even sparring?
I mean, got to wear bigger gloves.
Okay, so you're wearing the big pillows on you.
Yeah, big pillows, and then like it depends. If you're doing MMA sparring, you can't really go 100% because you kick and wrestling, and you got too much control. If like boxing sparring, it's a play fight, so it's pretty much 100%. It's a fight, but with headgear and gloves on. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a different kind of sparring than a boxing sparring.
Yeah.
So so with MMA sparring, what's the purpose of it then? What are you are you just specifically working on your boxing, or do you guys actually go into like maybe a half throttled match?
It depends on who the guy's fighting. So if I'm there helping someone out, then I'm just trying to mimic the style of the opponent.
Okay.
You know? So if I'm just going to be trying to take off for his head, if I'm helping get ready for Black Beast. So. Yeah, it just all depends on who they're fighting. So if they're fighting like a wrestler or a kickboxer, I'm doing more wrestling and kickboxing. If they're fighting a boxer, I'm doing more boxing. So I helped Randy Couture get ready for James Toney, and the whole camp was just boxing. So that was easy. Yeah. And then helping Randy get ready for Brock Lesnar, that was a different story because it was just all wrestling. So I had to shoot double legs and had to learn how to wrestle and stuff. So it was good. Yeah.
And do those sparring sessions, they help you pretty much with your own training too, right?
Yeah, it helps me out a lot. So I'm helping these guys get ready and learning technique and getting myself ready. So just got lucky that I've been able to train with a lot of really good names and not get beaten up and killed.
Are those guys pretty good about teaching you in the process too, or is it pretty much, hey, this is my camp, you get in here, you give me what I need, and then maybe if there's time after the camp, I'll pay you back somehow, or is it just no, get in here and get out of here?
Sometimes depends. If you're in their camps for a long enough time, you become friends. Like I'm friends with Roy, I've been known for years, and same with like Todd Duffy. I started training with him and became friends with him.
That reminds me, they had Duffy on TV before his fight, and you were on TV with him, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, before the fight.
Before his fight,
Before his fight, and we're out in Florida watching some fights, and they popped us up on TV, so it was pretty fun.
Interesting.
Stuff, so.
I would think, personally, if you're going to use some of your time, now you get paid to be a sparring partner, right?
Yeah, get paid.
Okay, so then maybe that's a little different. I wasn't sure about that whole thing because, amateur boxing part of it, you're just in there. If you're in the gym, they'll grab you and they're like, hey, you want to spar with this guy? I trained over there with Aaron Alafa out of Visalia, and I don't know what his pro career turned out. He's not real big now, so I'd imagine it didn't pan out for him. But he was a real good amateur boxer from this area. And they had me spar with him one time, but the guy's he's eons above everybody else in the gym. It's like, you're not going to, I don't care how much bigger than you are of him. I mean, if it's not a street fight, you're in a boxing match with that guy. And you're in an amateur boxing match. The guy's just going to school you left and right. So.
I'm lucky that I've had people that I can train with that have been at that level, like really high level. Like at the moment, I've been sparring this kid Joseph Parker, who's going to be fighting for the IBF heavyweight title, and he just won
2-3 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, he just won his fight on the 21st. He fought Carlos Takam, and he won a 12-round decision. So that got him a mandatory IBF title fight for the heavyweight boxing titles.
Nice.
Been training with him, and then starting it just raises your level. The people that people that you're training with. So training with bums, you're probably going to be a bum.
Yeah.
Training with a bunch of world champs, they're prospects. You're going to build up the same way.
Yeah.
Or just end up quitting because it's just too hard. So.
Yeah. So we've got an ongoing discussion about MMA fighters and boxers. Okay. So now that we got an MMA fighter in front of us, we can ask. Well, you're a boxer too, but by trade, you would call yourself an MMA fighter, right?
I just say
I mean, because do you have boxing maybe in your future potentially too?
Definitely not. No, I like boxing. I started boxing, and then I had like 7 or 8 pro boxing fights. But
okay,
MMA. Yeah, I'm a fighter.
So you're a fighter. You're not okay. So our ongoing discussion is the pay discrepancy between MMA and boxers. So what would lead you to stay more in MMA, knowing that you could potentially make more money as a boxer?
I think it depends. Because with boxing, you have to build your record. You have to get a promoter behind you, and it takes a long time, about 10 years to build a name, or less. If you got good promoters. MMA, you just got to get 5, 6, a little less fights to get the shot in the big show in the UFC. So, it just shows. I like fighting more, and plus the big gloves. It's harder. It's really easy to knock someone out if you catch them with the little gloves. So, I like the
okay.
Gloves, there are more options. Once you learn a whole bunch of shit, and then you just got to bring it all back down to just using hands. To learn how to punch, kick, elbow, wrestle, dirty box, all that sort of shit. And then it's just you don't feel as free.
So your opinion, McGregor and Mayweather?
If it was a fight,
if we're talking an MMA fight, they're going to be in an octagon.
Yeah, it'd be Conor all day, just because of you kick the shit out of a boxer and you win because the kicks hurt so much. He's just not adapted to it from coming straight from boxing, unless he spent a lot of time training. But Conor, just because it's a fight, I think he kicked him in the head.
Well, before we go any further. And we don't have any sponsors, but today is Memorial Day, so I do want to say thank you to all the men and women out there who have sacrificed for us to be able to do something like this and enjoy our time here. We do appreciate it. So if you're listening and you have been in the service or you're going into the service, like our tech guy is going into the service, thank you for all the stuff that you have done or are going to do. We appreciate that.
Well, I always give a shout out to my brother, 19-year Marine, just retired last year, combat vet. He's very decorated. I always thank him and his buddies. He lost a couple of guys last time they were in Iraq or Afghanistan. I don't remember, but I know we're thankful to them and their families. You know, we can't console the families, and there's not really much more you can say other than thank you. But that's all we can say is thank you and respect it. That piece of shit that drove through those crosses in Kentucky, I hope they burn him at the stake because that was wrong. And did you see that?
I didn't.
Guy in Kentucky drove right through a Veterans Memorial where all the crosses are, and pretty much leveled a bunch of them out. Didn't really care, and they caught him yesterday. So I'm glad they got him. I posted something on Facebook today. Everybody's
put him in the ring with me.
Yeah, everybody's offended by our flag, but nobody's offended by the benefits we give here. And this is another piece of trash that's just out there running amok. I'm all pro-choice. You choose your life, live it the way you want, but hey, respect the flag and the people who serve the flag. And hopefully he gets what's coming to him. So
absolutely.
But
all right, so back to our guest here. What made you move to the States?
2008. I was back in New Zealand training for amateur boxing. I was I was working up to try and get to the 2008 Olympics in Beijing, but I broke my hand and I was going to court for cultivating cannabis. So I was growing pot for a long time, and then I got caught for that. And then my lawyer was just like, "You got a US passport, just fuck off to America." And I'm just like, "Fuck it, okay." So I moved to Vegas.
Right. So
Vegas is my Mexico.
The first thing that I knew of you from was the Super 8.
Oh yeah.
So how did that go? How did that come about? How did you get in?
Yeah, the Super 8 was an 8-man boxing tournament back in New Zealand, and the winner won it was supposed to be $500,000. That's what they advertised it as. The grand prize was $500,000 for an 8-man tournament, but it ended up being $200,000. They had 2 wildcard spots open, and they had the other 6 slots filled. I just petitioned for a wildcard spot and just started an online petition. Got all my friends that are in the UFC, like Randy Couture, Roy Nelson.
I saw Forrest Griffin.
Yeah, Forrest Griffin helped me out. I trained with Forrest a lot. He helped me with the video. Daniel Cormier posted a video. Who else? I had a bunch of people help me out.
And those aren't little names. You're talking some big names that actually gave you some.
Yeah, because Daniel's the current UFC heavyweight champ. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, he helped me out back because I trained with him at AKA. I helped Cain Velasquez get ready for his rematch with Junior Dos Santos, which he won. So that was cool.
Nice.
That was fun being out there for that. And got to train with DC and Cain. But yeah, for the Super 8, I just got them to all make a video, and then I managed to get in to that. I beat a guy for the first fight. I fought this guy Alonzo Butler, who was 31-2, big black kid from Kentucky, and I won a decision. It was only 3 rounds, but I fought Carly Meehan, who ended up winning the whole tournament, and I lost the decision. I got dropped in the first round. He hit me in the back of the head, real good, real good. Yeah. And then it's fucking So it's fun though. Walked away $35,000.
Nice.
That'll work.
It's a nice little payday.
That'll work, exactly.
So how did that work? Did you have to fight back-to-back days?
Yeah, the same day. It was all on the same day. So it was cool. That's why I wanted to do it, because it was all on the same
style
day.
Right there.
Yeah, so it's just I like tournament styles because it's just
you get it all.
Yeah,
you get it
done.
over.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so you're fighting now.
Yeah.
Not tournament style anymore. You've got pretty much one fight here, one fight there now, right?
Just fought recently. Had my eye thumbed, and now it's healed up good, and just trying to reschedule a rematch now. So. Get a rematch with Justin.
So let's go back 2 fights ago. Okay. You stepped in as a late challenger, right?
Replacement against Cody East.
Yeah, we saw that one. Mm-hmm. You knocked the guy down. Who was the champion? Correct?
Yeah,
who was the champion?
Yeah.
Do you remember what he said about you after the fight?
He said he hits hard. I think that's
what
I
remember.
Do you remember what he said, Justin?
He said he hits like hell. I got tired of getting hit in the face.
And the reason I mention that is because in that division, I mean, knockouts are huge. It's a star power thing. Yeah. You know, when you can knock people out, it's a show. Even in boxing, it's the same thing. When you're a knockout artist, you can get some fan support. Yeah. You know, it really doesn't matter that you have losses. One of the big things,
like Mark Hunt, he's got a really horrible record, but he knows how to put people to sleep.
Yeah, you put people down. I mean, it's a show. Yeah. It is definitely a show. And I remember when I saw that, it was like, whoa! And you know, the term "bricks in your hands" that's it's used too often, but it's very appropriate sometimes. You know. Yeah. And but that was fun to watch.
So how does that work with the last 3 fights you've had with Legacy? Are you exclusive to them, or like do you kind of have like it's a per fight type thing?
It's a per fight promotional thing. Sometimes they'll sign you up to a 3-fight contract, but just right now I'm just doing the 1 fight promo deal, so it's good.
So that way you have the freedom to work other places.
Yeah, that's why I can take a boxing fight if it pops up, and take other short notice fights. So
Good.
So is that the fighting? Is that your primary living right there? Or
fighting, and then I chef on the side, do some cooking stuff. So I run banquets at a restaurant.
So what kind of cooking do you do?
Just everything.
Everything, huh?
Yeah, a bit of everything. Make burgers really good. Make the best burgers in the universe.
Oh man, that's a bold statement.
Yeah. It is.
Yep.
I think we're gonna be buying some ground beef tomorrow and
share on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Yes, absolutely. He shows his work.
Yeah, push food.
So you chef. Yeah. So you don't have a dietitian.
No, I've been lucky enough though. I used to weigh 360 pounds, so I was fat as shit. And then I'm 260 at the moment. So I was really heavy. And then just from being heavy, I learned how to not be fat. Yeah, I'm still fat now, but like how to not be as heavy. Like became friends with Mike Dolce. We trained at the same gym, so I used to pick his brain about nutritional information. Now he's got the Dolce diet, the Dolce show, so he took off big, and then a bunch of other friends are like into nutrition, so I just learned throughout how the body works. So
good.
Through failing a lot.
That's always an important thing to do. That's how we picked it up when we started working out. We just started researching it. Yeah, and we're 2 different body types. We were going in 2 different directions. He wanted to put on a little more weight. I wanted to lose some, so we were able to kind of tailor things for each one of us. As it was appropriate. So
I was actually picking his brain yesterday about the ketogenic diet.
I'm trying it out right now just to see how it goes, to try and get some weight off, and lost like 8 pounds in 3 days. Without really struggling, so it's pretty cool. So far.
That can that I've read a bunch of things about that. It's not for me, but I mean,
it's just discipline. It's all mental. It's great.
And it's like what most of them
sugar.
are. No, hey, you know what? So I've always told him. I always tell Justin, the sugar, that's my vice. You're talking to a guy who used to eat cake frosting right out of the container.
Dude, who didn't?
Who doesn't? See, finally somebody else.
No. Okay, so the first time I see this guy cook, there's this literally plate gets put on the counter, and there's this huge ass carrot cake, and I'm just like, what the hell? Like, I was like, I thought this dude eats clean, and they're like, no, it's legit. I was like, I'm looking at it, it's clean, like it's like
organic gluten-free carrot cake.
And I was like, wait a minute, gluten-free, like organic? What gluten-free and carrot cake shouldn't be said in the same sentence. But then I ate a slice.
Tastes good.
It tastes good as hell. I was like, all right, I'm listening. You got my attention. So there are ways around that stuff.
Well, one of the things we've always said is that if you're willing to take the time, eating healthy is not cheap and it's not easy. No. So if you want to do it and you want to do it right, it definitely takes time and some patience.
Yeah, you just got to learn how to cook.
I have some tuna stuff in the freezer still that I bought. I wanted to try tuna burgers, and I just haven't had the time. Yeah. Because it takes a lot of mixing. It takes a lot of patience, and I don't have the patience for that. I want to be able to go and buy it. It's like, let me drop a 20, give me 4 patties, and I'll go.
I can't be prepared to prep it and be ready to eat in an hour. I want it now.
Yeah. That's what's difficult for me. So I've been okay. I've said pretty much okay. If I stay between 250 and 260, I'm okay. I can live at this weight. Can't live at 280, 290. That's too heavy. 250 to 260 for me is good.
I was 280 again last week. After my fight, I shot up from 265 to weigh in, and then the next time I weighed myself, I was 286 somehow.
So speaking of weight, like, you don't necessarily cut like really low on weight, but I'm sure you've seen some weight cuts. Like, are like, how bad is that process for some guys?
Some guys, the weight cutting process is crazy. That's what made me want to stay at heavyweight, because I'm pretty short for a heavyweight, but like, I don't want to do that. Fuck that. It'd make me so angry that I would want to fight any human being, and if I'm getting paid to do it, it makes sense why they're so aggressive at weigh-ins. But I ain't about that life.
Like, what has some of the things that like that you see, like, because one of the things you and I were talking about a little while back was that like going into the fight week, like they lose a lot more weight than people think.
Yeah.
Going in, like when they roll into their fight during that week.
Yeah. During fight week, people lose around 20 pounds. Just going up, like starting the fight week, they'd probably be 20 pounds overweight and then cut that week. Because it's pretty crazy how much weight you lose just from cutting out a couple of things, like cutting out the salts and stuff, and cutting out like being really watchful on your diet and water intake. You can cut like 5-10 pounds in a day just through, proper eating habits. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. I don't know how some people do it. Like some lightweight fighters that I know, they walk around at 190, 200 pounds, and they cut to 155. They do their training camp at 190, 200 pounds, and I don't fucking.
Do you think in knowing them and talking to them, like, does that affect them and going through a camp that heavy and then fight? I mean, obviously they're gonna put some weight back on after the weigh-in, but
yeah, they normally weigh in at 155 and then fight around 170, 180. But yeah, like I don't know. Never really asked about it, how their energy is during fights. They've never really talked about it. Everyone's normally just in shape and wanting to scrap. So
right,
yeah, it's cool.
So you fight from like boxing was how you kind of got started.
Yeah.
And now living in Vegas, like that obviously being a big deal with the UFC and fighting and all that stuff, like how accessible is like gyms and stuff to get into fighting out there?
Oh, it's pretty easy. I thought it would be really hard too. When I moved there, I just showed up. Like I went to the first gym that I got told to go to. I went to Extreme Couture, and that was the first gym I trained at. And yeah, it's just an open door policy. You just got to not be a dickhead. So that's about it. You check your ego at the door, and you're good to go at any gym. Basically, there's because Randy has his gym, Vanderlei Silva has a gym, there's Syndicate, MMA, and there's a bunch of smaller gyms too, and they're all just open to the public. So yeah,
is it common, like because it's open to the public, is it common to see what would be considered, I guess, big or like household names like training there on time? Or do they kind of like, because they have like advanced classes and stuff like that, that they kind of keep them separate, so they're not getting like like the oohs and ahs of like, oh hey, that's so and so,
No, they normally do. There's pro training times depending on what gym all around the country, because most of the pro gyms, even like AKA and Grudge Training Center, which is now changed to the Muscle Farm. That's where I was up in Denver. So
that's where TJ Dillashaw's at, right? Yeah, him and Dwayne Ludwig.
Oh yeah, they moved back up there. Yeah, like they have like open door policy too, so you pay because they have classes and then they'll have a set time for pro training. So all the pro fighters will come in from out of town to do sparring, wrestling, or jiu-jitsu or something.
Oh, okay.
So it all depends on where you're at.
So what are you spending your days working on more these days for you?
These days, for me personally, I've just been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu, and just trying to get my strength and conditioning up. So.
Okay, so we're big guys. I'm a big guy. You're a big guy. Okay. Do you find that that's harder for you, the jiu-jitsu stuff, because the upper body strength?
It used to be, like when I was way bigger, when I was 300, trying to just move around with my hips. But once I found that, it's just all on your hips, really. You just got to be mobile in those, and then jiu-jitsu's still going to get tapped out a lot. But
you see the wrestlers transition a little bit better than the boxers?
Yeah, really? A lot better, yeah. And then some wrestlers transition from wrestling to boxing really well just because of the footwork side of things. So, you can see the grappling aspect. They transfer real well to each other.
Have you seen any big wrestlers come through lately?
Nah, not in a while.
Because I know that's getting. We walk around the high school a lot. I know a lot of the high school wrestlers, the elite guys.
Yeah.
Because we've got a few here locally. A lot of them talk about doing MMA.
Yeah.
Once they get out of college, because there's not really anywhere for wrestlers to go. You're a wrestler. You can. Yeah. You can win a collegiate title. You can go to the Olympics and win a gold medal, but that's pretty much it for a wrestler, unless the WWE picks you up.
Yeah.
So a lot of them start talking about starting now, taking your jiu-jitsu now. Yeah. There's a lot of talk about that going on.
That's smart. That should be done.
Yeah. Well, and I guess if fighting's your future, I mean that's definitely something you got to explore.
Yeah, wrestling. Those guys have got good work ethic because they train really fucking hard.
Yeah. I was a wrestler until I graduated. When my son wrestled, I wrestled for like a year or two with him after that. Just to show him, like him and my daughter, because they were both wrestling. It's like, hey, this is what it takes, Yeah. Well, why don't you do it anymore? It's like, I'm too old. I was 20 years old. 20 years old. I'm too old now. But
it's hard work. It's really fucking hard.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah. You develop life skills from those sort of sports, starting at certain ages. Yeah. It's crazy.
Has there been anybody because obviously, like you said, you check the ego at the door at most of these gyms, and you've worked with or have met and known some relatively big names, whether it's on like the UFC level or on some sort of like Olympic competition level. Has there anybody that you've seen and went like, damn, like that one kind of got me a little bit, like starstruck almost?
Not really. Like, when I met Mike Tyson, that was pretty cool. Like, I was like, oh, fuck, it's Mike Tyson. My boxing coach introduced me, and I shook his hand. I was just like, because, just shaking Mike Tyson's hand. He said, hey, how you doing? I'm Mike Tyson. It was pretty cool. But yeah, like, no one's really, I haven't been starstruck yet, because you just have to pretend like this is not a big deal. That was the thing. Because when I first got in the gym, there was a real big, like in New Zealand, there's nothing, you get to watch kickboxing, and there was this big star called Ray Seffel. He was like the man in K1, and now he was the president of the World Series of Fighting. So like I got to the gym and he was in there, and I was kind of like, holy shit, that's Ray Seffel, because all he had was YouTube videos, and not even that. I just had to like film tapes of him knocking people out, and then getting to meet him and train him. You know, you just got to learn to keep you cool. That was the hard part, because I just want to be started. I'm just sitting there like, it's fucking Randy Couture, it's Wanderlei Silva sparring each other, Forrest Griffin. But I just had to be like, oh fuck, that's real cool. But I can't show that. I can't freak out, because then they'll be like, get the fuck out of here, fanboy. Yeah. I was a huge fanboy, but I just couldn't act like one. So
yeah.
Had to keep your composure.
I bet that takes a lot too, though. I mean,
it's real weird.
Especially that somebody like Couture you're talking about. You know the history of that guy.
Yeah.
You know.
Everyone knows.
Is that a confidence builder, like in sparring and stuff, where like you go and like you're banging back and forth with them, and you finish a round or a set of rounds, and you're just like, you know what, I just hung right there. Like, even though it may not be 100% like all the time, it's just like, yo, like I just stood in there with that guy.
Yeah, it's a real confidence booster, because like you go in there with people that have been a world champion in boxing, kickboxing, or mixed martial arts, and you can compete with them. It just gives you a different sort of confidence about yourself and your own skill set. You know, so it's fun.
So, what do you see yourself 10 years?
Come on, I don't know. I have no idea. I have a 10-year-old because I just had a daughter, so I'll see that.
I
have a 10-year-old.
Yeah. I only ask because a lot of people that I've met, I've had the fortune to meet some professional athletes, football.
Yeah.
Met a couple of baseball players. One of the guys I went to the military with, we went back to Seattle, and he used to work for the Seattle Mariners organization. Got to meet Randy Johnson, got to meet Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah.
And one of the things that those guys always talked about was, well, this isn't what I'm going to do. You know, this is what I'm doing now, but I got plans down the road. You know, Ken Griffey Jr., as big of a dickhead as he was, he was like, you know what? I'm a ball player now, man. There's more to me than being a ball player. Yeah. You know, and I call him a dick for it because he didn't want to talk ball, but it's the reality is the guy's like, hey, I'm not just about ball. Yeah. You know, I'm about more than that. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, I'm more than just the fucking getting punched in the face and being a fighter and a training partner. So yeah, I've got like a bunch of different plans that I want to go, but right now I just got to take care of the fighting that will take care of the rest of my life. So, so that's the game plan.
There you go. Good.
So now you mentioned having a daughter. How has that changed things?
It's crazy having motivation to fight for something other than yourself and just ego-based things like, oh, I'm gonna knock this guy out because I want to be the man. But no, I'm fighting now because I got to put food on the fucking table and feed a human being. So yeah, it's a good motivational booster. So I like it.
Do you feel the difference in the motivation?
Yeah.
I mean, because like I've been in the motivation. Okay, so I got kids too. Justin doesn't yet. He will someday.
One day.
But it's a different motivation for you when you're in the gym. You know, you hit a wall and it's just like, okay, it's not. Okay, I got to get through this. I know it's more like, hey, I got someone dependent on me.
Yeah, when it's just not you and you're doing it just for but when you got someone depending on you, it's crazy the amount of motivation and extra push you get. It's awesome. So yeah, I get when I first started running stairs, it's just I was doing like 2-3 stair sprints and I was dead tired. But then Angelia, baby mama, sent me a picture of Indy, and then I was like, oh shit. So then the next day I done 10 stairs just from seeing a picture of my baby. So there's a lot of motivation.
Awesome.
I want to get in shape.
So being away training like that, when you do have time to spend with her, is that like all you want to do?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like, you know what, like I could just sit here with her the entire time and I'm good.
Yeah, just hang out and chill, and get to relax instead of just being at the gym with sweaty dudes trying to punch you in the face.
I would say, that's a bit different.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
A beautiful baby, sweaty grown men,
hitting
you in the face.
There. It's cool. Like, they've got funny stories, but.
I would imagine it's so who's the biggest goofball you've met that you didn't expect it from?
Fuck. There's lots of them.
Really?
Yeah, I can't even think of a name.
A lot of personalities you come across that you thought he was going to be like this, and then he ends up being something totally different.
Yeah, because you see like Todd Duffy, a big meathead, looks like a Terminator, and he ends up being a really cool, down to earth, spiritual, like hippie dude. It's like, oh, what the fuck, I didn't expect that. And then that's how me and him became mates, because like he looks like the fucking Terminator walking around, because he looks like an arsehole. He doesn't talk to anyone. He is an arsehole. And then he just him, Forrest Griffin, he was real cool. He was real nice too. everyone's just they have like a persona that you see, and then you get to meet them and punch them in the face, and you get to know the real them. Yeah. And it's a completely different person.
Definitely an understanding of what you see on TV is just that. It's just what you see on TV. That's not necessarily who they are.
And then you realize they're just human beings because you get to punch them. It's like, oh, I made him shit himself almost. Body shots.
So, do you spend a lot of time watching MMA too, or do you try to separate it?
I used to spend like all day watching fights, sitting on a computer, watching kickboxing, boxing, highlights of MMA fights, just technique, and then not anymore. Just I got too much. I just rather focus on the training and stuff, and try and.
So, what do you spend your extra time doing?
Cooking. Most of my days is because I work out in the morning, then I'll eat. I'll go to another gym, and then I'll cook. Because cook, eat, and train. It's about it. I train 3 times a day, and then cook all my meals.
You train 3 times a day?
Yeah.
How long are your train sessions?
A couple of hours. Like depending on the morning, I'll do my boxing or jiu-jitsu, and then in the afternoon will be my strength and conditioning, and then at night will be stairs and yoga and stuff. So, yeah, it's the full-time job. Yeah, it's like
it's definitely a lot.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Well, it's the life of a fighter. I've always wondered. I was curious. Some of them. So you do take breaks in between. You kind of go.
Yeah, depending on how I'm feeling too. So I just gauge it off my body. If I'm feeling good, I'm just going to bust out the 3 a day, and then sometimes it'll be 2, but I'll normally do 2 a day, no less than 2. So yeah.
You have any other favorite sports?
I'm real bad at watching TV and sports. So yeah, I'm real shit at even watching fights. So I just rugby. Because I'm from New Zealand.
Okay. No, that would make sense. That would make perfect sense.
I haven't even watched rugby since I left, so it's like I can't even fucking say that anymore. So fighting.
I'm not even sure they televise rugby.
No, they don't. So
not really. No. Like you might catch one on like an extra channel.
No, maybe some collegiate rugby.
They play the sevens. That's about it. But yeah, New Zealand won the World Cup. I had no idea except for Facebook. So.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks.
So with people knowing that like you're a fighter and stuff like that, like. Does it ever get to a point where you're like, I just don't want to talk about that?
Nah. Yeah. I don't know. People don't really talk about it. No one knows what to mention up or, talk about when it comes to that sort of shit. So that never gets brought up. Yeah. Like going out and hang out with, like when I work at the restaurant and the chefs and stuff, they're like, oh, so you fight? Oh yeah, cool. Fuck. My friend fights. That's about all I get down to about then getting in fights, street fights and shit. Oh. That's all the relatable side is because everyone's kind of been in a fight,
Right.
Yeah. No.
Rugby. That's awesome. No, it's funny. I don't remember the last time. No, I do remember the last time I was in the military. We had a guy from Australia. He had been here for a while. And he wanted to go into the guard. And he was talking about nobody talks about rugby, and everybody was like, "What's rugby?" And I never heard of it at that point. I was young at that, but it was like, "Wow, that's so you're saying rugby?" I was like, "I haven't heard that."
It's just what you start playing when you grow up back in New Zealand. They just give you a rugby ball, and everyone's doing that. So start playing rugby.
So like out there, like did you live in like a small town? Like we were talking about earlier, like there's only about 25,000-30,000 people here in Dinuba. Yeah. Like how big is it out there? Like
it's a small town like this, probably like half the size of Dinuba, but like population wise is about the same size. And then New Zealand's the same size as California, but with the like 3 million people or 4 million people, so like way less. So
you are you any plans to go back?
Not sure yet. I no plans in the near future, but one day just to visit family.
Yeah. You got a lot of family back there?
Lots of family back in New Zealand.
Everybody there? Nobody here?
Just my mum. My mum's here. She lives in Vegas, so she moved out here too. So it's me in Vegas.
That's good.
Yeah.
How was that telling her that, hey, I want to get punched in the face for
that was fun. She's like, fuck, I thought you were going to play rugby. I want to play rugby. She really wanted me to be an All Black and play rugby, so yeah. She was real disappointed when I said, I think I'm going to box. She's like, how you fucking? So yeah, she swore a lot. And she does at all my fights. She'll sit ringside, she doesn't sit ringside. She used to sit ringside and bang on the ring and scream like a crazy woman, but she can't do that no more. She has to sit outside or like not even watch the fight.
Wow,
she's just too loud. She just gets drunk and gets reckless and gives zero fucks as it is. So she's just screaming out the most profane shit. And it's just like, fuck yeah.
While you were fighting, could you hear her at certain times?
Yeah. There's times where I've been in the ring and I could hear like, fucking kill him! It's like, calm down, mum. It's just a boxing match. And then I ended up losing that match. I was a draw that fight. She got real drunk. Yeah.
That's awesome. How did she like become a grandmother?
Mum was real happy about that. It was pretty much her idea. She's like, yeah, maybe a grandma. I'm like, okay, next week I ended up. No. She's very happy to be a grandmother, yes.
So do you? So you have one gym exclusive in Vegas, correct?
No, I used to just train out of Extreme Couture, but now I kind of gym hop just to get around wherever I can get work at. So like I'll go from UNLV boxing gym. Sometimes I'll do work at the Mayweather Boxing Club, which is Floyd Mayweather's gym, and then I'll go to Hybrid Performance for my jiu-jitsu, and then I'll go to Miles of Fitness, which is a strength and conditioning gym. So yeah, I drive around and go to gyms all day. And then I'll go to my friend's house who's got a gym in his garage and then train with him for my strength and conditioning some nights too. So yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good deal. Let's see. A score update. Looks like OKC's up 22-17.
But 30 left in the first.
Yeah. Nothing new than what's been going on. They've pretty much been high side on the early parts of the game, but Curry's making people look ridiculous as usual. Oh, if he would have made that, it would have been awesome. But
New Zealand guy plays for the Oklahoma team, right?
Yeah, New Zealand guy.
Yeah, Steve Adams or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, Adams.
The dude with the mustache and the long hair.
Yeah.
He's from New Zealand.
I was tripping out the other day. I think it was halftime, and they're panning through the Oklahoma crowd, and everybody's got that mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Adams' mustache on. I'm just
Bryce had one like that for a while.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, his sister's a beast at shot put. It's crazy. She's a
Really?
world champion shot putter, Valerie Adams. Yeah. Never heard of him and heard of his sister a lot more than I did of him.
Well, he finally got a coach under him that's willing to spend time with him, so
Yeah.
that's the difference in that team now. But
That's awesome.
what else do we got today?
Let's see what we got. Game 7 going on right now. Final start Thursday. So whoever wins this game will host Cleveland.
Cleveland will be well rested. Well, actually, no. Cleveland's the top seed if OKC wins.
Are they?
Yeah.
They have a better record?
They got a better record. So, yeah, Cleveland could potentially wind up with the number one seed if OKC pulls this out.
Well, as long as I'm right, they'll be going back to Oracle on Thursday.
Yeah, and that's all likelihood going to happen. It's just... Yeah, and back to OKC. So, finals will start Thursday. We had game 1 of hockey's going on tonight, too, isn't it?
Yes, the Sharks are playing the Penguins.
Yeah.
That's a big one. So the Bay Area, if Warriors get in again, they got 2 finals going on.
Could be a ugly Bay Area finals here if Golden State can pull this out. I got a lot of in-laws from that area, and that's all they're yelling right now is Golden State.
I had a buddy of mine call me today. Hey, I gotta go to one of the two. I either gotta go to the finals at Oracle or I gotta go for the Sharks. So
I would have probably gone to Oracle because this one I think there's more on the line here.
Yeah.
The other one they're just starting the series. There's a lot going on. So.
Well, that's the first appearance in Sharks history. So.
Yeah, that's still gonna be one. I don't know. A lot going on with sports. Here in a week and a half, we're gonna be out of basketball. We're gonna enter the black hole that is the summer with no sports going on outside of golf and baseball.
Yep.
Now, I'm not a baseball guy.
I am. My Red Sox still playing well right now.
Yeah. So there'll be.
It'll be UFC 200.
Oh yeah.
Well,
he's going.
I will be at
He'll
200.
be there.
I'm
He'll be
going
there.
to 200.
Well, Saturday is 199.
Yeah.
Saturday's 199.
Yeah.
Bisbee Rockhold, and then Faber Cruz is the
Rockhold
co. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will be at 200. That was
awesome.
Yeah. We tried to get him to go, but he's a Conor McGregor homer.
I might be at 200 too. I think I've got friends from San Francisco coming down that bought tickets. So
oh, nice. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
We had a blast last time we went. So it was funny because before I met this guy, I would watch UFC once in a while, but it wasn't really. It was kind of like an afterthought. I'm a boxing fan. Yeah. I've been a boxing fan forever. And
it's the same with me when I fucking first started MMA. I was just strictly boxing, and then I was just like, what is this shit? And I tried it out, and then someone almost broke my arm. I was like, you could do that? Let's give this a try. And so I
took some kung fu lessons after I had fought in the Tough Man just because I wanted to try it out. And I remember that guy just kind of throwing me around, and I was like, hey, are you going to teach me anything, or are you just going to keep throwing me on my ass around there? He's like, oh, I just wanted to practice some of my, not taekwondo, it's
judo?
Judo, yeah. He's just throwing me around. I was like, I'm here to be like Bruce Lee, man. What's wrong with you? And he was like, oh, we'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Past 3 belt test, really easy because it's just kata. Yeah. You just got to practice the kata. And you get it down, you get 3 belts right away. I was like, I didn't even learn anything, and I got 3 belts in. I'm done. There was no point in it at that.
Yeah, I haven't got a belt yet for jiu-jitsu. Still a white belt. I mean, I've been rolling with black belts a lot. So, yeah. And, still haven't got a blue belt yet. I'll get it one day.
It'll come.
Yeah, I wore a gi for the first time this year, different compared to just rolling no gi and getting strangled by people. So many different,
I have a niece. She's 4, I think, or 5 maybe. She is a jiu-jitsu champion here.
Oh, shit.
And she just came from Monterey, I think is where the last tournament was. They spent 3 days down there. We got videos of her beating the shit out of little boys. It's
awesome.
Awesome to watch, man.
Yeah.
So we saw them. We were at a birthday party on Sunday. And I went over and I told her mom, I said, hey, you keep posting those videos of her kicking those boys' ass because I love those. I love showing those to people. Yeah. It's just awesome. She's a little fireball too, man.
It's crazy how small people can be so good at little like the body advantage. Just mumbling. Shut up, Brice.
Some of the hardest guys to wrestle when I was wrestling were the guys that were your weight class, but they were just smaller. They were shorter, or they were a thick, but they just didn't have the size. They had carrying the weight, but no size. Those guys were hard to keep a hold of. They slither out of things. You think, okay, I got this locked. I got my arms. We're good, and then all of a sudden they're flopping somewhere, and you're like, what the hell just happened?
That happened, yeah.
So with you having a new daughter, obviously it's still pretty brand new, but is that something you're going to teach her?
Yeah, I'll definitely get her to learn and learn the discipline of boxing and kickboxing. I'll train her myself a little bit and then get her into jiu-jitsu or something like that. That's the game plan. Just because it's good for, good for your mentality, I think.
Because she's a teenager and her mom tells her to go to her room. Oh, yeah, Mom?
Oh, yeah, Mom. And then she leg kicks her mom and then Mom checks it because I taught her how to check. So
as long as she knows how to check it, she's good then.
Okay, so we mentioned you've boxed, you've MMA'd. Have you kickboxed? No matches in anything else?
No, because it just hurts. Like getting your shins conditioned for kicking shit and then taking kicks, it's a lot of conditioning. I was just a bit too much of a pussy. But that sucks.
Just so we're clear, I would not connect your name and pussy in the same sentence. Okay. I just wanted me to throw that out there.
Yeah, thanks. Just from the fact, getting leg kicked hurts.
What's been the worst shot you've taken?
Tyson Griffin, who's like a 155-pound fighter, used to be in the UFC. He dropped me once during sparring with leg kicks. That sucked.
Just tearing up your legs?
Just teared up my legs. Just kept kicking the shit out of me. It was just in the first minute of the round 2. He dropped me with that. I was sparring with this kid a couple of weeks ago before my fight in Houston. His name was Umar, some shit in Russian, but he's fighting for the light heavyweight boxing world title this week, I think. And he got me with a liver shot that fucking nearly made me shit myself. It was horrible. He hit me and I was like, oh shit, I think he just hit me right in the liver. And then I just stood still and I couldn't move and I ran away. It was horrible.
So those are as body brutal as they say.
Fucking suck. So getting hit in the body sucks.
So you'd much rather get hit in the head?
Yeah. It's a stupid thing to say, but it's like.
I've seen guys. One of my favorite liver shot guys was Mickey Ward.
Yeah,
that guy used to live on that freaking punch. The way he used to just turn his body and he'd lean into it. Yeah. I saw him drop Arturo Gatti in their first fight with that shot, and just I've seen that, and of course.
When De La Hoya dropped. Oh no! Hopkins
dropped De La Hoya with that same.
What the fuck just happened?
And it didn't even look like a hard shot.
And then I get hit with it. I'm like, oh fuck, I understand.
All of a sudden, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's the boxing punch that kills the great equalizer. Yeah. Letterman calls it.
Landed it once in the MMA fight. It felt real good. Yeah. And then landed a right hand afterwards and ended it pretty quickly. So,
yeah, because if you hit the liver just right, they're gonna bend that way, and then you can follow it with the cross. Oh yeah.
If you can land it and time it at the right time, it doesn't matter. If you place it in the right spot, it's gonna hurt.
How mental is that in the fighting game? Like obviously, like for me being a basketball guy, they're like I'm looking for stuff like what the defense is giving me, what where I need to pace the ball precisely on a pass or something like that. How strategic and mental is it? I mean, obviously there's the strategic of playing defense and looking for your shots, but how many things are going through your mind when you're fighting somebody of like setting things up and the timing of everything and all that shit?
It's all a lot. Yeah. It depends on who you're fighting again, because if you're fighting a wrestler, you're definitely watching out for them to change levels and shoot in, or to fake a change level and trying to watch your distance against a wrestler. Against a kickboxer, you got to watch your distance again because of the kicks, the timing of there's a lot going on, and it's all happening now, and that's the shit that you got to figure out. You got to get used to seeing what's, you just got to get used to it. That's it.
Reps?
Just reps, basically. You just got to spar and to get the work in so that you're not getting something thrown at you that you haven't seen before. Like the first time you get a spinning back fist thrown at you, it fucking lands because it's like, what the fuck was that? I just got hit with a spinning back fist, and same with a spinning back kick, spinning hook kick. First time someone shoots on you, if you're a boxer, you're like, where the fuck did it hit? And then you're on the ground. So it just takes a lot of practice getting used to seeing the way people set up what that, what their specialty is.
What was like something for you that was like a tough, like, I don't want to say roadblock, but something that was tough for you to get over and learning?
Wrestling and trying to get back up to my feet, because I just used to, because when I first started I was really heavy. I was 330 pounds. I'd get taken down and I'd just be stuck because I was a fat ass. And then learning how to wrestle and how to get off my back in jiu-jitsu, that was the hard part. I got it done now. So.
Good. We were watching that fight where that you lost to the champion, and I told Justin, I remember telling Justin, who's his wrestling coach? He goes, what? I go, who's his wrestling coach? Damn it, tell him to come down here and I'll work on him with his wrestling. And he's like, really, dude, you're gonna help this guy? I was like, fuck, could be any worse than he did right now, man. Shit. But I didn't know you weren't feeling well that night either.
I was sick as fuck. I didn't eat for 3 days before that fight with Cody East, and just so I gave it everything I could. I was just trying to knock him out, and I dropped him, but I didn't finish it. So.
Yeah, he looked pretty dazed with that shot you hit him with.
Caught him on the left hook. I could have just finished it. I was just so fucked. I was fucked in the warm up. I started throwing punches and then just started breathing real heavy. Like, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was shitty. Then I throw up, and it was good times. I'll rematch him. So,
you'll get another shot.
Yeah,
I don't doubt that one bit.
That's the main plan. Get a shot.
How are we on time?
We got plenty. We're at 45.
Oh, sweet. Beautiful.
So he told you we were not professional here, right?
Not professional at all. It's strictly unprofessional, right? That's perfect.
Totally unprofessional.
Yeah, that's perfect for me too. I just got a manager for I've been, for MMA for my career. I just signed with a manager and, been fighting since 2008. Just getting a manager in 2016. Pretty sure it's the same thing.
What made you decide to get one now?
Just so I could get more structure to my camps and shit, because I know how to fight. Like, I just needed to build a team around me instead of, jumping to all these gyms and trying to get on their pro teams. But, I know what I can do. I just got to build my skills and get in shape. Get a team around me to push me. So
Good deal. Well, sounds like you're taking the right steps then.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Yeah. It took a while.
Okay, so how old are you now?
30.
30.
So, moved to Vegas when I was 21. Yeah. I was just like, okay, and bought a scooter, and as soon as I got my moped, I ended up going to Extreme Couture. So I got up at the gym.
Hold on. You say you're driving a scooter?
Yeah.
Man, that's got to be a sight.
Yeah, I look like a circus bear riding like a unicorn. I was 300 plus pounds riding a little 50cc moped down Tropicana Boulevard in Vegas. It was pretty easy. It was like just down Trop and then left on Sunset, and then I was at Extreme Couture. So. Yeah.
How come we didn't go to the gym last time we were there?
Probably because last time we were there, I did a 22-hour turnaround.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I wasn't there for.
We're gonna have to write that down on the next Vegas trip. Yeah. We definitely got to stop there. But we were looking for places to visit the time before that, though.
Yeah,
we ran out of places to visit. And we're like, where else can we go?
Yeah,
we're over at Hard Rock, and I said, man, we got to do that next time.
Yeah, check out the MMA gyms. Especially on Saturdays, some gyms have open sparring, so you can go watch people beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. Up close, huh?
Right?
Yeah. Start hearing the smack going around.
Yeah,
definitely. So that would be something when you go for 200 to keep in mind for you and Louis.
I'm going with a different set of guys this time, and there's a good bet that I won't be sober very long.
Good job.
The 3 guys that I'm going with this time are much bigger drinkers, and more of them are married, so they're going to be a little wilder. And it's funny because we always talk about how the restraining most of the time comes from you.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from me. It's like, let's go get into this.
Yeah, usually when it's him and I, like, we'll sit there and he'll have an idea and I'm like, do we really want to do this shit? And then, like, he'll like, kind of lead me on a little bit more with the pitch of, like, what it is. I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Let's just do it.
Like, when we told this story before, we went to the Celtic Kings game in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And we had planned it out. We were sitting 4th row. We're like, dude, this is going to be badass. Game was awesome. Celtics wound up losing, but it was badass. So we get done with the game, and it's like 9:30, and he's like, hey, we could go to Tahoe. He's like, it's not that far. And at first I was like, nah, because this could be late. And then he goes, well, have you ever been to Tahoe? And I was like, I haven't. And once I realized that I hadn't, I was like, well, let's fucking go then.
Yeah.
But once we got to Tahoe and realized nothing was going on, he's like, we could go to Carson City. That's 2 state capitals in the same night. I was like, all right, I can't not say yes to that.
Yeah,
That's a fucking epic night right there.
Yeah.
So we went all the way to Nevada and then drove back. Took turns in 45-minute shifts driving all the way back to town.
Shit.
Yeah.
Only to drive back to a mush ball tournament.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that it's me. They're like, he's got 4 kids and he's 10 years older than I am. Like, it's got to be me with all these wild ass ideas. Nope. Nope.
No, not at all.
I'm over here trying to get myself established and get my shit together. He's over here going, I'm already established. Let's fuck around some.
Let's go to Vegas. Let's do a podcast on a road trip.
Right.
Oh, there's an idea right there. We'll have to pod from the hotel or something. Carry it around. We said next time we're taking the women with us. We did say that.
Yes, we did.
So the women are going with us next time.
That'd be cool.
She's not gonna like it though. I know she won't. She'll go one time and then she'll be done.
That'll be a wrap on that.
Yeah. One trip.
That's what happens. That's what happened when I took my ex-wife to the MMA gym. She came once. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not coming here again. This is fucking a waste of time. This is so boring." So I was like, "Okay, cool." So,
that's over and done with. Don't gotta cross that bridge again.
Yeah, some shit they just don't like doing. So I get it.
That right now, like that's with her, like because there's they put on fights every other weekend. She's there's fights on. She said, "Well, who's fighting?" And if she don't know the name, are we gonna watch that? Well, I would like to. I'd like to see.
Yeah. These fights every other weekend now.
Well, it's like we talked about with WWF, though. WWE. There's so many brands now.
Yeah.
You can really, if you're an avid MMA guy, you can watch literally MMA
all
from
day.
sunset to sundown all weekend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot going on. I was a big fan of K1 for a while.
Yeah, Sam was a huge K1 fan.
And only because of Bob Sapp.
Yeah.
I don't remember who he was fighting. I think it was Bojoski, Remy.
Yeah,
I think he was fighting him, and he smashed him with a fist when they were trying to break him up. I mean, it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
But that guy, you know who Bob Sapp is, right? That guy's just. I happened to turn the TV on, and I'm watching. I'm like, who the hell would endorse this 500-pound man versus this 50-pound man? I mean, it was ridiculous.
So for the listeners that don't know who Bob Sapp is as a fighter, he was in The Longest Yard. He was the guy that played the dumb meathead guy.
You teach me to football?
Yes, that's Bob Sapp. For those of you who don't know.
Yeah, that was awesome. I just happened to turn that on one day, and I saw him give poor Remy that fist to the head, and Remy didn't like it very much.
Smashed on Mr. Hoost too.
Yeah,
Mr. Hoost was
pretty ugly.
So what do you think about some of the rules? Speaking of that, because K1 has some different rules. And,
because there's no clinch. It's mainly just like, it's different.
And like the UFC has, like if they have 3 points on the ground, like you can't knee them in the head or whatever. Like there's shit like that. Like the 12-6 elbows is a no
I don't
now.
get that. It's an awkward movement anyway. I don't know who's going to try and throw it and land it. And you got to be at a real close range to throw a 12-6 elbow.
To be able to bring it that far away and then drop it down.
Yeah, there's just no point in really having it as a rule. So yeah. But yeah, eye gouging, no. That shit fucking hurts. Groin shots, no. That shit fucking hurts. Just, get rid of those two, and then, I don't know, hits at the back of the head. Like, one that's going to be done, so, doesn't really matter. Just no multiple strikes at the back of the head trying to murder someone. Yeah.
So when they go over the rules, where is the designated areas on your head that they say like, hey, this is
They'll
okay?
They'll show you strictly on the back of your head. There's like a mohawk on the back of your head. You can't hit anywhere there. The ear's illegal striking just behind it, but then like the strip that would be like up your spine and up the back of your neck, that's like illegal. So yeah. So they explain all that sort of shit in the rules meeting, which everyone has, because they'll bring in your referee for your fight. He'll come and talk to you specifically because everyone's got different refs, right? And then they'll go over the rules and
we were watching the fights from yesterday. He actually saw a ref that he had like early on.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
he's like, wait, no, that is.
My very first amateur MMA fight, dudes for the athletic commission.
So you were a boxer, right?
Yeah.
Favorite boxer?
Favorite boxer was like when growing up, I used to watch a lot of Roy Jones Jr. I bought like his whole career on eBay when that was like a thing that I'd done. And like just because he was flashy and different, I liked him. And then Tyson because he murdered people. David Tua was a huge influence just because he was from New Zealand as well. So.
Well, and that was before he stopped throwing punches. I was a huge David Tua fan until that fight with Lennox Lewis where he didn't throw anything.
The whole camp, he was just trying to cut weight. I think that's what the whole.
You think that's what it was?
Yeah, because he was real fat. If you pull up the poster. You'll see them standing back to back. He's got like a lava, and you'll see a big fat roll because he's just trying to cut weight.
Really? I didn't know that.
No comment. Like,
So
allegedly. Yeah.
Well, we're unprofessional. We don't have sources.
So. I just remember someone talking about it. But now, David Tua's old trainer, Kevin Barry, trains the kid that I train with, Joseph Parker, and hits me up for sparring with those guys. So that's fun too. Yeah.
So who's some of the guys that you like to watch in MMA? It doesn't necessarily have to be UFC, but just in general, like guys that like. Are you more of a fan of heavyweight because that's you, or you like the lower weights because they're faster and crazy?
I get frustrated watching heavyweights because I just want to fight them. You know? So I'd rather watch people that are going to be entertained. Like the Diaz brothers are always going to be fun to watch because you know it's going to be a scrap. I like watching people that are going to go and just scrap. Like so.
You like what name it? So you're not a Mayweather fan in that middle part.
Technically he's fucking brilliant, you know, and he's smart. He can sell a fight and make fuckloads of money. Like, he's got that shit down. He can manifest the fuck out of money. But like, he's really, really good at not getting hit. So he's got that down. Yeah.
That's what we've discussed. I was telling Justin, that guy's one of the best defensive fighters of all time.
Yeah, he's the best defensive ever. So it's just like hands down, no one's gonna hit him. Okay, cool. We've seen this. Like, you know, it's a one-trick pony. That's for me anyway. I get bored real easily.
Yeah. I compared him to Roy Jones Jr. when Jones Jr. was young. Yeah. Because he was, up to that point, he would have been considered the best. Yeah. In my opinion, anyways. I go back to early Tyson days. I remember watching early Tyson fights. Mickey Ward and Arturo Gatti were two of my favorites. So when they actually decided to fight, I was Triple G and stuff. I'm just curious about his competition level. Yeah, I know he can fight. We know he can punch for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
We know that for sure. We watch him knock the shit out of people. Yeah. But I'm curious if he's going to be able to do that when he ends up fighting Canelo. That's my question. Because we still don't know what kind of punch Canelo can take. We know Canelo's going to get hit. Yeah. So there's a running bet at work going on what round Canelo's going to get knocked out because Triple G's got the power. The question is whether or not he's going to be able to take Canelo's back. Yeah. Because he just, I don't want to say he hasn't, because he's had some competition, but it's still, the jury's still out on him. Yeah. It's still questionable. The Charlo brothers, they fought last week, 2 weeks ago. The twin brothers at 154. I may have said it wrong. Carlo. It might have even been the Carlo brothers.
Carlo brothers.
The twins.
I have no idea.
They're each holding a bout at 154. Okay. They're pretty entertaining too.
Good.
I wouldn't say good yet.
But good to watch. Like,
yes,
I like
one of them beat Austin Trout 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Trout's a good fighter. Yeah. Trout's not a scrub. Trout's got some background and he's a good fighter. But one of the brothers beat him for a title. The other brother defended it. So, but that 154 division is such a midway point. Just go to middleweight. Go to middleweight, fight middleweight,
or lose more weight. Or just get bigger.
But you go to middleweight now, you got to contend with Canelo and Triple G. You go down, you're gonna have the other guys. So
so many weight classes in boxing.
Yeah,
but the 10 pounds difference makes a huge difference.
Yeah. And that's why they made that junior middleweight was because you went from 147 to 160, and everybody went, well, wait a minute, that's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight. Somebody weighs in at 151, and somebody weighs in at 159. That's a lot of weight. And that's the natural weight. That's the weigh-in weight. You still got what you're coming in the ring. Once you rehydrate,
6 pounds plus.
Yeah. So, any special tricks to cutting weight for you?
It's all diet basically, and then they've got the new trick now where they have the salt baths. You know that, how they strip the weight. They fill the bath up with Epsom salts and rubbing alcohol, and then cover it in Abilene, and then jump in that. That's going to help strip out all your fluids. And
really?
Sit in a sauna suit afterwards and then just sweat like crazy. So
it's an idea for before we go to Vegas next time, right?
Yeah. Try that. Yeah, that one. And you just gotta watch your diet. That's basically it, and drink lots of water.
So being in the heavyweight division, do you find yourself having to cut before, or you just
I did for this last one. The last one I did for my fight against Justin Leder, I had to cut weight because I'd been fucking around. I ate like a cheesecake that week of the fight, like a whole cheesecake, not like a little one. But I was just pretty bad with my diet, so I had to cut 10 pounds the 3 days before the fight. Came off easy. I didn't actually have to go sweat or run around. I just didn't eat for a day.
So you have a weight that you try to fight at, that you try to
I want to get down to about 245 and stay there, and I'm at 267 as of today, so I'll get down there. Just gotta be more disciplined with my eating.
What would your normal walking around weight be?
Like 260.
That's normal for you. Yeah. So 267, you're on the heavier side.
Yeah, I'm heavy now.
But it's more because you came off that fight and you had to wait a little bit before you could get back.
I ate like shit. Yeah, I got real bad eating habits. that I love. I know how to cook everything, and so it's both my parents are chefs, so they taught me how to cook from a real young age, so they didn't have to feed me because I'd always want to eat. So they taught me how to cook, and then I just learned how to cook everything. And plus, Google's fucking awesome. You can
look up anything you want.
So,
Oh yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, she likes everybody.
Yeah. The dog on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Aqua, hanging out again, some pets.
Oh, we didn't mention it earlier. I got permission from the wife to be inside today instead of the hot garage where we normally are because I told her it was going to be hot. I said, we got a special guest coming. I can't make you sweat it out in the freaking garage. So,
thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, Christina let us come inside today. So, what else? Did anything over the weekend that we forgot?
Not from the weekend.
No. The really relatively quiet weekend outside of that Game 6. Cleveland closed them out on Friday night, so...
Yeah,
there wasn't a whole lot.
We knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, it wasn't a whole lot. That was coming. I still laying on the side of Cleveland, laying down a little bit, trying to get some games in, get some reps in before they face either Golden State or Oklahoma, who will be a handful for them either way. Oklahoma, if they get through Golden State, they're going to be confidence is just going to be through the roof. San Antonio and Golden State in the same year. There's no way that they don't go into there thinking that anything less than a W for that title is going to be huge. Yeah, it'll be huge for them.
Absolutely. So, for social media, where can they find you?
Punch Drunk Moldy on Instagram, and I don't even use Twitter, so
there you go. He's on Instagram. You can see the pictures of his wonderful food, his burgers.
And some knockouts on there too.
That's right. He's got the knockouts on it. I don't know if you put up the promo video they put up for the last fight, right?
So Lucky Legacy posted promo videos that they posted on Instagram. So that's pretty smart how every organization's doing that now. Week of the fight, UFC's posting so everyone's using social media.
And as always, you can find us on YouTube at Totally Unprofessional Podcast. On Podbean, our link is in our Instagram page at Totally_Unprofessional. And this has been Memorial Day, and we've been totally unprofessional.
As usual.
Happy Memorial Day.
Thanks for joining us, Brice.
America.